each week to come into your home. I mean, not me personally, but my show. Although I know where you live. Okay, so I got this show on NBC, but I've got no office in here, no studio, no wardrobe, no makeup, no key grips, nothing.
No overhead.
Yeah, that's the way they look at it. They've given me nothing, and now they've told me I've got to do the show for half of what it costs to do Blossom.
To do Blossom?
Who's Blossom?
You've never seen Blossom?
No.
I mean, you got to make do with what you got.
That's your attitude.
Yeah.
I made Roger and Me, Michael Moore.
Yeah, so let me know about it.
You never heard of it, did you? My movie, Roger and Me.
Roger and Me?
About General Motors.
Oh, you did that?
Yeah, that was
That's
me.
famous.
Yeah, that's
Are you
right.
going to make me famous now?
Yeah, well...
Look what happened to him. Don't do that.
TV Nation with Michael Moore. Tonight, Michael Moore hears about the North American Free Trade Agreement and moves the show to Mexico.
They make the TVs here, now we come down and make the TV show.
There you go.
You got the synergy.
Yeah,
synergy.
you're right.
How would you say in Spanish, as soon as you get your arm out of that machine, you're fired?
Rusty Cundy finds out who has an easier time of getting a cab, a distinguished black actor or a convicted white felon.
Did you see a big sign that said, I need a cab, and a black guy standing next to it?
Merrill Marco visits the quietest prison in America.
How does this one differ from other ones you've worked at?
There are no inmates.
I'm missing the one commodity we need, and that's inmates.
We go house hunting in contaminated Love Canal.
We have about 150 homes here for sale, and I'm sure you can find one of them that you like.
I figure I'm healthy. I had cancer 3 years ago, but it's gone now.
And Michael Moore goes in search of the Russian missile pointed at his hometown.
Maybe we could just point it elsewhere. Maybe we could point it at one of the stars' homes. Steve Lawrence and Edie Gourmet, right here.
Steve Lawrence, yes.
But I've got to produce this. I got to have a studio. I got to have a place to go where it's cheap. I figure, well, I heard about Mexico. A lot of American companies are going down there, free trade, saving a lot of money.
Mexico's good.
Cheap.
Cheap.
Huh?
Mexico's cheap.
I mean, we may have to lose a few people here.
Yes.
I wouldn't go to Mexico.
We could do the show real cheap there, I heard.
Oh, definitely. They work practically for nothing out there.
Yeah, look at all the American companies that have gone down there. Saved a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone else like this idea?
NAFTA will expand our exports, create new jobs, and help us reassert America's leadership in the global economy.
Wow. Create new jobs and reassert our leadership, all thanks to the North American Free Trade Agreement? What a great idea. I decided to do my part, so I went down to McAllen, Texas, and took the ferry across the Rio Grande to Reynosa, Mexico, where I would produce the first TV show of the free trade era. I was met by Alicia Chalminsky of the Mexican Investment Board. She was assigned to help me cut through the red tape.
It's really wonderful to be here on the Rio Grande, the border between our two countries. What's the advantage of coming here?
Most of the Fortune 500s are doing business in Mexico. The chemical companies, the Chryslers, and the GMs and the Fords and
Are we going to have big labor problems over here in Mexico?
operating in Mexico is a much easier process than it used to be.
Geez, look at all these American companies down here in Mexico. They must be getting something out of this. I decided to stop by and visit some of my corporate brothers.
Now, we're thinking of moving our TV show here to Reynosa and producing some items for the show, like ball caps or coffee mugs. Is that the kind of thing we can do here in Reynosa?
Yeah, very easily.
And cheaply?
Yes.
Why don't more American companies come down here?
Well, of course, there are a lot of them here. You got There's about 500,000 employees.
Really?
Yeah, there's 30,000 just in Reynosa.
500,000 Mexicans working for American companies here.
Yes. There's 2 TRW plants down the street this way, AT&T. Delco has 6 plants in Reynosa, 2 of them are here in this plant.
Yeah.
Beautiful, one of the nicest plants you'll ever see anywhere.
Well, it's General Motors.
Yeah, and they do it right and
I
assemble.
saw some Zenith trucks down the road.
Huge plant, working 3 shifts, 7 days.
There's never been an American show made here and then broadcast to the U.S.
That's too bad. These great people have a great sense of humor.
Well, hey, you know, they make the TVs here, and now we come down and make the TV show.
There you go.
You got the synergy.
Yeah,
the synergy.
You're right.
Do you speak Spanish?
A little bit.
Yeah. How would you say in Spanish, as soon as you get your arm out of that machine, you're fired? Now, where were these jobs done before you came here?
Primarily Indiana.
Indiana over
and
here.
Arkansas.
Arkansas over there.
And that firewall in the copper area, they were from actually 4 different plants, Tennessee, Arkansas, and Indiana.
Do you think they own washing machines at home?
Some of them,
Most of them?
I wouldn't say most. Of course, one of the problems here is a lot of the folks don't have plumbed-in water.
Right.
And
makes it kind of hard to have a washing machine.
Well, you have to fill it with a bucket.
Tell me how you say this in Spanish. Please direct me to where I dump the PCBs.
I'm not going to say that.
Don't worry, this raw sewage isn't whirlpools. It's just an example of doing business without environmental fanatics around. Next stop, Alcom, a factory producing car radios that is run by Americans, staffed by Mexicans, and owned by the Japanese, whose presence was already being felt.
So this is a robot here. This is a robot here.
Right.
And what is this?
This is a Mexican employee.
What would you say is the average take-home pay for people here?
Approximately 75 cents an hour.
75 cents an hour?
Yeah.
Do you think we can get the same deal?
Probably a little less.
What do you think a cameraman gets for a day in New York City? $1,500. Right here in Mexico, how much? $15 a day.
Yeah.
Here in Mexico. $1,500 in New York. What would you do?
Come to Mexico.
The great thing about free trade is the American officials who will show you around Mexico and help you make the move there.
Here on the left, we have Sociedad de Motores Domésticos, which is the maquila for General Electric.
General Electric is right here?
Right here.
That's our parent company.
Oh, wouldn't it be nice to locate right next to it?
That is a great idea. Well, hey, let's stop.
Buenos días. Yo soy Dalia Reina del Desarrollo Económico de McAllen, del MDC, de Mike.
He's going to check? NBC, General Electric. Are you General Electric? I am General Electric. How do you do?
You know, I'm surprised, though, that the main office didn't let them know that you were going to come down. I've done something about that.
Well, it's a big company.
Is that
It's
why?
a big company. Yeah, you know, what do they make here? Motors?
Mm-hmm.
We make TV shows. 2 separate divisions.
Totally
They would never know.
There's Converse tennis shoe.
Converse tennis shoes? Uh-huh.
Converse. They'd already left a message on our machine.
This is Jennifer Murray from Converse. Because we are an American manufacturer of Canvas All-Stars, we really can't afford any on-camera exposure where we're touting a factory or even discussing a factory in Reynosa, Mexico. I mean, people know that we're down there, but we don't want to, like, advertise it, so to speak. We can't sort of afford that kind of exposure at the moment.
Next stop, Novalink, a shelter operation for a number of American companies who quietly produce goods in Mexico and then ship them back to the U.S.
That shirt you got on wasn't made in the United States, okay?
You're probably right.
Matter of fact, you look at that jacket you got on, it wasn't made in the United States.
This is made in China.
Yeah.
It's made in China.
Okay. Now, you did when you bought that jacket.
The ball cap was made in Taiwan. Shoe was made in Korea. The only reason I bought any of this was because it fits.
We are making 2 million dozen women's panties.
Size 9.
No, I think that's a 6.
That's a 6?
Look at it with the fruit going the right way. Oh, no, you're right.
It's
You're
a
right.
9.
Size
It's a 9.
Right.
I know my size is in women's underwear. Can't we do this in the U.S. anymore? Can't we make these things for a price that people can afford?
We provide a nice atmosphere. We get air-conditioned plants, well-lit, cafeteria, restrooms, things of that nature that are all the kinds of...
Restrooms?
No, I can't take it back there. It's more textile manufacturing, but I got signs all over on who it is and whatever.
You can't say who it is.
It'd be difficult.
So we can't go back there. Well, what would you do to me if I made a run for it right now back there?
You could probably run faster than you can. I don't know, you got tennis shoes on. You got those Korean tennis shoes on.
That's right, man. These things smoke.
Pretty quick. This isn't going to be a typical Roger, what the hell was...
Roger and me.
Roger and me.
Yeah. Did you see it?
Yeah. I thought it was extremely one-sided, obviously, but that was the way it was intended to be. We're getting a little camera shy with people that come down and pick. It's just like the last show that was done, okay, shows nice buildings, and then it shows shacks, and it says, these are a result of this.
I can honestly tell you, we've been here for 4 days. We have not gone to see the slums and the shacks and all those things.
You know, we've had people that criticize the fact that the people in Mexico, they earn very, very little. But at the same time, you have to understand that for the most part, they don't own a vehicle to drive. And so therefore, that eliminates a car payment or eliminates the insurance, it eliminates gasoline and so forth. And then for the most part, they don't own homes either.
Dahlia took us back over to McAllen and explained that even though we'd be working in Mexico, we'd be living in this neighborhood with the other American managers.
Well, you know how it is with, especially with network executives. They come down. They always want to go golfing. So.
This is the McAllen Country Club. We have approximately, I don't know, I would say at least over 20 golf courses throughout the whole area. By locating in the McAllen-Reynosa area, you would be able to take advantage of doing business in Mexico and at the same time enjoy the same quality of life that you're used to by residing in McAllen.
We're thinking of moving our show to Reynosa, you know, and a lot of American companies have come down here and exploit the Mexican worker, taking the American jobs like Ford did.
Taking the American jobs like Ford did? Exploiting the Mexican workers? I mean, that's not the way our political leaders described free trade. They said it would create jobs in the U.S. and build a better life for all Mexicans. You know, I'm having such a good time here in the U.S., I think I'll just stay.
And now we bring you the first TV Nation poll. 204 Americans were surveyed by the polling firm of Widgery & Associates. 65% of all Americans believe that frozen pizza will never be any good, and there's nothing science can do about it.
I know what you're feeling, though we're far apart. I hear you in my heart. Just let me hear loud and clear the real you coming through your true voice.
Get ready for stadium rocking.
Shot blocking.
Highfalutin three-point shooters. All planet.
Gravity free.
Slam dunking artistry. And that's just a McDonald's collector cup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 1.
These people are guilty of washing their faces with ordinary bar soap, condemned to a life of rough, flaky skin. But there is a solution.
Take the Noxzema Challenge.
Noxzema can free you from the shackles of dry skin in just 7 days. It conditions as it deep cleans. Evidence? Your skin can be softer, smoother, healthy looking, guaranteed or your money back. So get out from behind bars, and you can have healthier looking skin in just a week with Noxzema. Your face belongs to Noxzema.
Take a dip at Red Lobster's Summer Lunch Splash with shrimp and chicken just $4.99. Golden fried shrimp, juicy grilled chicken, salad and potato just $4.99. For a short time, it's Red Lobster's Summer Lunch Splash.
His name is Niles. Middle name is Huff. He's mean, he's bad, he's working on Buff.
I'm going to be arrested.
We're all getting arrested.
Yes, but I have delicate features. Prison will be hell for me.
Look out, Eastwood. He'll make your day.
Oh, my God!
Fellas up to the bar and order cafe ole. Niles Crane.
Can always pump iron later.
On Frazier.
Niles, you don't even pump your own gas.
Now, Kathy may be risking her life to have a baby. How far would you go? In vitro fertilization. What you don't know could surprise you. Now, NBC Wednesday.
You know, we got about 30,000 cabs here in New York City now. Now, what would be a reason why it might be hard to get one of them? It's raining out. It's rush hour. Maybe one more thing.
Yellow cabs don't stop for black men down here. And even black drivers don't stop for black men.
I've even stood on the corner holding money in my hand to get their attention.
You ever see a cab pass you up and pick up a white guy?
Quite a few times.
I have stood on the corner for over an hour trying to catch a cab, and cab drivers would just pass me by and pick up other people, and that is a fact.
For some reason, they feel is that all black people have to be ignorant or thieves or drug dealers. So, I mean, but that's hypocrisy. That's the United States. What can we say here?
They'll pick up the white guy before the black guy every time.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
If you think I'm joking, all you got to do is stand here with your camera for about an hour and watch.
Hi, I'm Rusty Cundiff, and if you're anything like me, you're black, and you can't get a cab in New York. Is it just me, or is it about race? Now here's the experiment. On one corner, distinguished black actor Yaphet Kotto. You've tried to get cabs in New York before?
All my life, all my life, all my life, all my life.
And have you got any?
Never, 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 never.
A little way down the block, convicted white felon Louis Bruno. What would a cab driver have to do to push you just over that edge where you might have to take some kind of action? Yeah, you know...
Make a wrong freaking turn
or
call me amigo.
Will cabbies pass by an Emmy-nominated black man to pick up a white murderer? Hey, how's it going, man? We're doing a little story on cabbies. Can we talk to you? Yeah, did you see another guy back there waiting for a... Yeah. Yeah, why'd you get this guy instead of the other guy?
I have no any, no any objection, no any something, no any discrimination, this and that. I love everybody.
Did you see the black guy at all?
I saw him after I saw him.
Let me just ask you some quick questions here. Which one do you think you'd pick up first? Would you pick up Harry Connick Jr.?
No, I don't.
No, you'd pick up any... ZZ Top, you would pick up anyone that looked like ZZ. ZZ Top. You'd pick up someone that looked like ZZ Top. Maybe he didn't see him. So I decided to shed a little light on the situation. Did you see a black guy standing down there?
Yeah, I saw it, yeah.
Yeah, he was standing underneath a light.
Yeah, I saw it, but I wasn't sure he was passenger.
Well, now look at this guy in the back. Did you realize?
The same one, yeah.
The same one.
Yeah. So Bruno, criminal record, murder involvement, assault. Oh my goodness.
Maybe Yaphet looked a little threatening. Even a bozo stood a better chance than Yaphet. Maybe they just couldn't see him. Can you read this line for me? B-E-C-F-D. That's really good. Try this one. Try this line here.
E-D-F-C-Z-B.
That's very good. I mean, you have great eyesight, and curiously enough, you can see black on white very well. Of course, some taxi drivers did stop for Yaphet, but more than half passed him by. Did you see a big sign that said, I need a cab, and a black guy standing next to it? You go anywhere, don't you? Could you take some friends of ours someplace? They're going uptown, and then they're going to Brooklyn. He doesn't mind taking you, does he?
You mind taking us? What?
You should shift at 4 o'clock.
It's 10 minutes to 3.
All right, come on, man. If we hurry up and leave now, we can make it to Brooklyn, all right?
All right, I gotta get a chip.
Great deal.
Hey, who got the money? You brought the money?
I ain't got no money.
I ain't got no money, man. What's up?
10% of the American public would pay $5 to see Senator Orrin Hatch fight a big mean dog on pay TV. 86% of all viewers would root for the dog. 100% of women viewers would root for the dog.
I really feel that I'm torn between acting and a career as an orthodontics assistant, but this guy I know got me this definite audition as a stand-in extra in this Japanese film called Karakati or something like that. I know I'm at a career point where my talent, but what's funny is that I know I'm not ready for my own feature.
Nothing goes with stimulating conversation like the delicious crispy taste of Doritos.
Chevy, this is my friend Linda.
Doritos flavors the way you look at life.
Who taught you how to shave your legs? Your mother?
You start with a bar of soap, work up a good lather.
Sometimes I use your father's shaving foam.
Skintimate Shave Gel. Goes on silky, foams up soft.
True, soap may dry your skin.
Skintimate has 7 moisturizers. It protects against the nicks and dryness a soap and water shave can cause.
These little bandages are a perfect fit.
Skintimate Shave Gel. There's no softer way to shave.
Family vacation. 3 kids, 3 meals a day, times 6 days, 54 meals.
What's it gonna cost me?
Nothing at Holiday Inn. Kids 12 and under eat free at participating hotels.
Oh.
But they've got to sleep.
What's it gonna cost me?
Nothing. At Holiday Inn, kids stay free, too.
Gee.
So get going.
What's it gonna cost me?
Maybe nothing. If you're an American Express card member, you could win a free stay.
Wow.
Call 1-800-HOLIDAY now. Stay with someone you know and see how far your money can go.
I was just horrified when my daughter had cavities at her last dental visit. I said, Doctor, what can we do? He said, I'll give her a fluoride treatment here, but she's got to brush twice a day the right way at home.
Because you can't have a dentist fluoride treatment every day, between visits, Crest Fluorostat treats your teeth with fluoride to continue the fight against cavities. It's a fluoride treatment for your teeth at home.
So Sally brushed with Crest, and her next visit was great. I've got to act like a mom and think like a dentist.
Crest, a fluoride treatment for your teeth at home.
Celebrities accused of sexual misconduct. Are the claims real or just scams? Maria Shriver reports Addicted to Fame, a special first person NBC Thursday.
A town with no single women? It's my mission to find women for those lonely guys. Am I up to the challenge? Watch me next Lisa. Weekdays on NBC Daytime.
Welcome back to TV Nation. We're here in Times Square. We're going to do a little word association game, all right?
Okay.
All right, I name the city, you tell me what it makes.
Oh, boy.
Okay?
All right.
All right. Detroit.
Automobile.
There you go. Pittsburgh.
Steel.
Yeah. Milwaukee.
Beer.
Appleton, Minnesota.
I don't know.
Come on, Appleton, Minnesota.
Apple?
No. Prisons.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Prisons. Well, we sent Merrill Marco there to do a piece, okay, on this. Check this out.
There's a Gamble's hardware store. It's closed. This used to be a bakery. It's closed. Right on this corner, there was another gas station, and that's been torn down, and now it's just in a parking lot. There used to be another shoe store in here, and now the building's been torn down. There was another hardware store here, and that's been torn down. There was another little shop in here, and that's been torn down.
Welcome to Appleton, Minnesota. Like so many farm towns in America these days, it's struggling through hard times. But unlike many places, the citizens here figured out a plan for their salvation. The Prairie Correctional Facility. an ultra-modern, state-of-the-art prison funded by private investors and the city of Appleton to help revive the local economy. You've worked at other correctional institutions before. How does this one differ from other ones you've worked at?
There are no inmates.
Strangely enough, in these days of prison overcrowding, the Prairie Correctional Facility has been sitting empty since last year, unable to convince other states to send their overflow prisoners to Appleton.
We've ran into some problems because of legislature and money being appropriated.
Well, it's a private-owned deal, they say, and we've got to get out-of-staters.
Why do I think there are no prisoners? I honestly don't wish to comment on that.
Right. The city of Appleton has a full-time staff scouring the 50 states in search of prisoners. But the country's recession has made it financially impossible for other regions to transport their inmates to Minnesota.
There's some apprehension because it's like we have been waiting for these people for so long.
I'm missing the one commodity we need, and that's inmates.
The idea of capitalizing on crime, the one surefire growth industry in America, seemed like the perfect idea. Well, more perfect than the others.
Oh, we looked at different types of manufacturing, anywhere from pipes to telephones to circuit boards.
Floor rugs or braided wall hangings.
Everything from freeze-dried pets.
Freeze-dried pets? What in the world is that?
They take a pet and freeze-dry it. And
For
put
what,
it on
to what end?
To display it. Like a mouse or a gopher.
We didn't want a nuclear waste dump, which the federal government tried to put up here in the Indian reservations.
Meanwhile, in order to remain eligible for inmates, the prison sits fully staffed with all kinds of personnel, eagerly awaiting the day when prisoners will arrive to make their dreams come true. If you had a wish list of the favorite kind of prisoners that you would have here, do you have any particular kind you'd like to see here?
Yes. Old-time murderers.
This is David Harris, the chief security officer, who's been patiently waiting the past 14 months for the first prisoner to walk through the gates.
There's washers and dryers in every housing unit we have in the facility, so that the inmates, a little more personalized. We've got the microwave ovens, the ice machines.
Is it those ice cubes with little holes in the middle?
Small ones, yeah.
Oh.
I have been in 100 correctional facilities throughout the continental United States and Canada, and I have never seen this design.
So this is real innovative, this. What do you call this?
Well, I guess glass in the floor, I don't know.
Comfy.
We're hooked up to the cable system. Now I have HBO and
really?
Cinemax and Showtime.
Calligraphy, beginning watercolor. One of the things that I've learned in talking to the people who have done program planning in prisons is that the arts are a really fun part of a program.
This will be popular. Who gets to say what's on TV?
We control it with a remote.
So they have to scream to you, hey, Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, and if it's a majority, yeah. But if they start to bickering like a bunch of little kids, we'll just shut the TV off.
Yeah. What's different in prison as maybe compared to a hospital is everybody here would have French dressing. There isn't the choice of French
dressing.
You can hear the pneumatic locking system when it's open. Everything here that you would have at home except freedom. Why have I got a pair of cuffs that don't want to release?
I don't guess this is going to hamper my social life, will it?
I don't know. Is this embarrassing? Have you got a cuff key on you?
I don't have a cuff key, no.
903-900. Bring me a handcuff key to restrictive housing unit.
Go to the Army and get me the bolt cutters.
Bolt cutters, really?
Well, when I first came here and the prison was just being built, everybody was on seventh heaven.
It's given us some joy.
Isn't
that crazy? A thing like, but it has.
And that's the fairgrounds, you know, over there.
Oh, really? The fairgrounds are right by the prison? So doesn't that kind of put a damper on the fair?
No, I don't think so.
No?
I don't think it'll interfere at all.
Won't kind of depress you to be looking at quilting and then look over there at the prison?
In fact, if there's prisoners out there, it might bring more people to the fair just to look and see if they can see prisoners over there, too.
I had the unfortunate experience of lighting a warehouse on fire.
I held up a bank, tried to rob it.
Mm-hmm. Were you armed?
No. I faked that I had a grenade in my pocket.
My latest crime was assault with a lethal weapon, manslaughter, second degree.
Ooh, who'd you kill?
haven't decided that yet. I suppose I probably should in a couple minutes.
To make sure that the prison staff stays fresh and alert, college kids, posing as criminals, are occasionally brought in for the employees to practice on.
Oh yeah, I want it to be just really as bad as it can be. I want it to be awful, just so it'll be exciting.
Now, isn't this sort of the ideal version of your job now, though? Shouldn't you count your blessings? I mean, you get to be here and get paid, but you don't have to be hassled by prisoners.
I'm a correctional professional. What I do is with inmates.
Right.
I don't have any inmates.
Without inmates, this is just a building.
Yeah.
This is what I'm all about. If I don't have inmates brightening my day, and there's nothing more wonderful than an inmate.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you feel a sense of anticipation about the prisoners getting here?
Oh, every day.
Yeah?
Yeah, I can hardly wait.
Yeah?
I've told everybody it'd be hard maybe not to give the first one a kiss, but I better not do that.
Restrain yourself?
Yeah.
It won't be that hard.
Yeah.
When I look at that prison, I'm proud and happy. I'm really proud of Appleton for trying something. Even if it doesn't work, we tried.
Still to come tonight on TV Nation, Michael Moore travels to Russia looking for his missiles.
Rocketeer. What do I do? This way. No?
Да. Вот это и есть. Вот она.
That way? Uh-huh. Hello?
Common courtesy. It's coming back. Take collect calls. Instead of 0, now you can dial 1-800-COLLECT. Save the people you call up 44%. Question. Who is the fossil that is still going to dial 0? Hey, dude. I could have saved you some cash on this call, but what do I care? We're getting the band back together. Hey, Slick, you could have spoken for a lot less by dialing 1-800-COLLECT.
Even to Seattle? Thanks, phone dude.
This month, we're creating the ultimate.
Red Lobster's Ultimate Feast. Luscious lobster with scampi, butterflied shrimp, and snow crab, all on one plate. The Ultimate Feast.
But only during July at Red Lobster.
Chips ahoy!
Chips ahoy! 1,000 chips delicious!
So it is the Martin Short Show. It's this fall. It's NBC, and that's all I have to say. Any questions? Mr. Short, who would you rather go out with? In their prime, Lorna Luft, Angie Lansbury, or a young and sassy Miss Tyne Daly? You can only pick one now.
Martin Short on NBC, Tuesdays this fall.
Tonight on News for New York at 11.
I'm Chuck Scarborough. They're calling her an angel. Tonight, how quick thinking and the heroic heart of one woman may have saved the lives of 2 people trapped in a car wreck. Plus, Legionnaire's disease on the cruise ship Horizon sends New Yorkers back from Bermuda. See how they're doing at 11. And then Al Cowlings visits O.J. in jail. Also, more on the controversial cop and why some leaders in Los Angeles say O.J. can't get a fair trial. And the incredible scene in Haiti as people are beaten back while they wait for food. Tonight on News 4 New York at 11.
What's clear? Crystal clear Amoco Ultimate. What isn't? All other premium gasolines. What's clear? Amoco Ultimate is the only premium refined an extra step to remove harmful impurities you as a premium user don't want. What's clear? Why we do it. For a cleaner environment and unsurpassed performance. Crystal clear Amoco Ultimate.
Sometimes you take such good pictures you want extra copies. And sometimes you want more film to try again. That's why every day at CVS you get a choice. A free second set of jumbo prints or a free roll of film. Because that's just what you're looking for. This half of the cabinet contains national brand products. The other half, CVS brand products. Both sides are equally effective, but if you want to save $50, the CVS half is just what you're looking for.
Haitians on a food line whipped back by police at 11.
Okay, we're back with Stuart Siegel, the president of Sotheby's International Realty. Stuart, what do you got for me here?
Well, here is a little Mediterranean-style villa outside of Beverly Hills, California for $6 million. Here's a wonderful chateau outside of Paris for under $30 million.
Under.
And a farmhouse in Tuscany for $1 million.
Do you guys got anything in the $20,000 range?
No, I don't think we do.
Anything near a large dump of toxic waste?
Not that I can think of offhand.
Because I just read about Love Canal, you know, up in Niagara Falls.
I sure remember Love Canal.
15 years ago, they had to move everybody out because of the toxic waste. Now they're selling homes there again.
I wasn't aware that they're selling homes there.
Well, don't you think we could pick up something kind of cheap?
I don't know, but I would assume so.
Well, I've sent our reporters, Jane Morris and Jeff Mikulski, up there. Take a look.
Meet Jane and Jeff, a young couple in love and in search of their first home.
Being close to nature really does something to me.
Yeah. If only there were a community with houses we could afford.
Well, there is a place, Love Canal, now called Black Creek Village in romantic Niagara Falls. It's not just where the Hooker Chemical Company buried 20,000 tons of toxic slime, it's also a great place to buy a home.
We have about 150 homes here for sale. I'm sure you can find one of them that you like. Okay.
Meet Ken, our real estate salesman. He works for the state of New York, and the state has told Ken that these homes are now A-OK.
I was a truck salesman all my life, and I retired. And a job come open here selling homes in Love Canal. I've always been a salesman, so I answered the ad and got the job. It's a good job. The good thing about it is there's no stress.
Jeff had concerns about Love Canal because everyone had been evacuated. Ken put his fears to rest.
That's where the Love Canal actually was. That's where they dug all the slop out of over there.
The neighborhood is now so safe, you can drink straight from the tap.
The water should be nice and cold and taste good, too. I like it.
Yeah.
Ken showed them homes they could have for up to 20% less than comparable houses farther from a trench full of dioxin-laced sludge. What about the people who never left?
You mean do they have one arm or half a testicle or something? Yeah. No, they're fine. Yeah. They're fine. They're all way up in age right now, and they're just as healthy as I am, and I figure I'm healthy. I had cancer 3 years ago, but it's gone now. So, no, there's nothing. There's never been a death attributed to Love Canal.
If it was bad, how come the trees are still living? And there's wildlife here.
So there might be some
wildlife
health benefits to living
Oh,
in
yeah.
this. Oh, yeah.
My allergies haven't bothered me at all since I've gotten back here. And I think it was all a big bunch of propaganda. I mean, this, you know, the 70s, it was going to happen somewhere with these environmentalists.
And it happened here.
And this was just the area it happened in.
As a matter of fact, Al Gore, who is our illustrious VP right now, he was here in the 70s and said, I'll take care of you people.
He didn't.
Right? Yeah. He didn't do whatever.
Back in the 70s, toxic benzene seeped through the foundations of these homes. Once in a while, the canal caught fire.
As far as I'm concerned, there's nothing wrong around here. Like Jeff mentioned the creek down there. Yeah. Well, what could be wrong with a creek?
Now, that waste is contained in a giant plastic liner, much like a garbage bag, only thicker. So basements stay dry.
Any basement floor is going to crack. What I was saying was in the walls. You'll see a lot of funny things. That'd probably come down. That's in the way. You're a woman. That's a breadboard. You can't damage that. This house is $47,000 or $48,000. It looks small outside, but you're going to be impressed when you get inside.
Really?
Yeah. This isn't like California, where you don't talk to your neighbors. This is like Toronto, where everybody's friends. Everybody loves one another. Niagara Falls is like that. Buffalo's like that, even though they have them drive-by shootings. But people around here are friendly. There's no animosity out here whatsoever. I guarantee you could go and knock on any one of these doors, and they'd welcome you in the house to look at the house, just to try and get you to buy a house out here.
Anybody home?
Hello? Maybe they're sleeping.
If you're going to live in this area, in Niagara Falls, people are foolish to let something like this Love Canal stigma bother their head. 20 years ago, this was the elite place to live. I hope to have this place sold out in a couple of years. It's a good place to live. It's a good place to live. And it's going to get better.
.45% of Americans think rain doesn't feel as good in real life as it seems to in the movies.
The way I see it, people don't always have the time to put something good on the table for their families. So I'm going to do it for them. That way, when they get home, they'll have something good waiting for them. You have to remember, I first made my original recipe chicken for my own family. 11 herbs and spices, and I pressure cooked it. Nothing like it. I just like to think my family got a little bigger, that's all.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom.
If you give someone a good meal at a fair price, they'll come back to you.
We're using high-resolution robotic cameras in order to give you a closer look at the fit and finish of our Lincoln cars. To achieve this kind of quality, we not only employ technologically advanced machines, we also employ dedicated people who bring to Lincoln a craftsmanship that can't be duplicated by a mere machine. Sorry, fellas. Lincoln, what a luxury car should be.
It can drive you crazy. You smell something funny in your kitchen, and you sniff around until you find it. The disposal. Only you already ran it. Simple remedy. A little Clorox bleach and water. It gets rid of odors any place that smells. Drains, garbage cans, refrigerators, disposals. I mean, if you can smell it up here, shouldn't you use a little Clorox bleach down there?
Clorox bleach. It's America's home remedy.
I really feel that I'm torn between acting and a career as an orthodontics assistant, but this guy I know got me this definite audition as a stand-in extra in this Japanese film called Karakati or something like that. I know I'm at a career point where my talent, but what's funny is that I know I'm not ready for my own feature.
Nothing goes with stimulating conversation like the delicious crispy taste of Doritos.
Chevy, this is my friend Linda.
Doritos flavors the way you look at life.
It's the question everyone's asking.
Don't you think Ernest Borgnine's sexy?
No, it's how many times a week is Wings on NBC. Oh! Wings flies twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays, filled with monkeys and clowns and scary giant crustaceans. Wings after Lorica at NBC tonight.
You're a young man, thousands of miles from home. Suddenly, all hell breaks loose. What do you do when you see your buddies die and your honor code won't let you leave them behind? Dateline tonight.
And we're back here at TV Nation with some of New York's bravest, the New York City Fire Department. Across the street here, you guys, you know that's the old Soviet Union, the consulate there?
Yeah. Russian embassy.
Now there's like not just Russia there, but Ukraine, Kazakhstan.
Never heard of it.
Kazakhstan.
Never heard of it.
Huh? Kazakhstan?
Never heard of it.
Kazakhstan? Third largest nuclear power in the world right now, after the U.S. and Russia.
Right across the street from us.
Right across the... You didn't even know that, did you?
No.
Huh? Are you a little frightened by that?
Oh, yeah. I'd say so.
Yeah, you and me both.
The Cold War is over, and I'm still having nightmares about the bomb.
This is my childhood home, and I have a vivid memory of the night President Kennedy came on TV to warn us about the Russian missiles in Cuba that were pointed at us.
As an attack by the Soviet Union on the United States.
My mom was kind of worried, so she huddled myself and my two sisters into the kitchen here, and I very clear memory of her taking the sliding door and just, you know. If something had happened then, what would we have done? Gone down into that 3-foot crawl space?
Yeah, we had that special down
Yes,
there
or gone next door to their basement.
Where else could we go?
Yeah, if the bomb dropped, we would have had the time to get down there.
I don't think so.
Did you think when I was a kid that I was maybe a little overly concerned with the bomb dropping?
Oh, no.
You were
more fun than
quite a
anything.
happy-go-lucky.
More fun
Yeah.
than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a lot of good times up here.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah. Name 3. I've lived most of my life in Flint, Michigan, and I never really knew where the bomb was supposed to drop. And we got these documents here, and we've identified this spot right here in front of the old Chevrolet factory as ground zero for Flint. If the bomb was to drop, this is where it would drop. right near the corner of Bluff and Cadillac Streets. How big do you think the one is that's pointed at us here in Flint?
Well, if they wanted to take all Flint, it'd have to be a good-sized one.
You know, I'm going to go over there to Russia, Ukraine, or Kazakhstan, or wherever I find the missile that's pointed at Flint, and I'm going to take it apart.
Thanks.
With that kind of support from the people in my hometown, I embarked on a journey to find the missile pointed at Flint. Moscow, Red Square, Russians, more Russians, and me. With the breakup of the Soviet Union, there was chaos everywhere. I mean, things are bad enough back in the U.S., but whose finger was on the button over here? Was it Yeltsin or someone else? Knowing how much they've suffered, from 20 million deaths in World War II to a goofy arms race they didn't start, I decided to take my appeal directly to the Russian people.
People of Russia, I am here to take the missile that is pointed at my hometown and dismantle it. No more missiles. Thank you. We would not want the missiles to be in the hands of the opposition.
It is one of the most dangerous options, really. That's why it is not only the future of Russia that is being decided here now, it's also the safety and the future of the whole world.
I set out to see if there was anyone who would tell me the secret of the Flint missile, starting with one of the country's top spies.
Well, I've come here because I want to find that missile that's been pointed at me and my neighbors for all these years. Do you have any idea where I could find it?
No, I'm sure you will not find it.
Who's in charge here now?
The button now is in the hands of the Ukrainians and the Kazakhstan people and the Russians.
Yeah, Kazakhstan. Where is that?
Curious about this new superpower called Kazakhstan, I went over to their embassy.
And I think that there is no missile aimed at America and located in Kazakhstan.
No.
Вы думаете, нет?
Okay.
Next, I stopped by the Ukrainian embassy to find out where their missiles were pointed.
They were pointed mostly to the Western Europe or the U.S.
If it's pointed at Flint, do you think maybe we could just point it elsewhere? Maybe we could point it at one of the stars' homes. Steve Lawrence and Edie Gourmet are here.
Steve Lawrence, yes.
Chuck Woolery. Do you know Chuck Woolery?
Chuck Woolery, yes.
Yes? Okay.
Not getting anywhere, I decided to take my search straight to the top.
I would like to go in the Kremlin. I'd like to go see the minister in charge of missiles. Closed. When will it be open?
Завтра четверг. Tomorrow.
The next day, a Yeltsin cabinet member said he couldn't tell me where the Flint missile was, but he said I could visit one of their largest underground shelters to see how they had prepared for one of our missiles.
Attention. People of Russia. Our defense leader is Les Aspin. You have nothing to worry about. Thank you. Works good.
Now you can try it.
So you can have music here in the bunker if you happen to be down here. That's a very nice feature.
The old man wasn't amused, but the colonel, who had been second in command at a missile site, said he might help me, and I asked him if we could meet later in a more discreet location.
Okay, Colonel, come on. We're alone now. At the missile base where you were, do you think the missile was aimed at Flint, Michigan?
I can always say that there was a chance that we had such a missile.
Where was this base located?
Between Moscow and St. Petersburg.
Peace.
The next day, we set out to find the colonel's missile base in the hopes that the missile pointed at Flint would be there.
I'm Michael Moore from from Flint, Michigan. Rocketier. This way.
Да. Вот это и есть. Вот она.
That way? Uh-huh.
Hello? Hello?
What should we do? See, I told you it'd be in English. Right? Because who else would come? I don't think the Russians are really a threat to us for some reason. Wait, I hear something. I take that back.
Reactivate skit. Rocketier.
Do you have a missile here?
Нет, назад поворачивай.
No, нет?
Нет, выезжайте налево на
Нет?
дорогу и
No?
вперед.
Over there?
Вот туда выезжайте и вперед.
Over that way, okay.
Туда, давай.
Over there, okay. Thank you. До свидания.
Yeah.
Let's go.
He said, get away from here immediately. Go back to the main road.
Sensing we were close to the Flint missile, we decided to go back and find a different way onto the missile site.
We're currently being detained by a regiment of air missile soldiers from the ex-Soviet Union, Commonwealth of Independent States. We've been here now for about 2 hours. First there was a guy with a rifle coming at us. Now all we have is a big fire hose sitting up on top of that truck. Okay, listen, I'll grab the briefcase. I'm gonna make a run for it down the road. Kathy, you shout out. He's getting away.
Soon the ordeal was over, and we all became friends, taking pictures and exchanging addresses. But our mission to find the missile seemed in vain. It was then I learned the whereabouts of Sergei Sergeyevich, the top man in the Kremlin during the Cold War, who was in charge of all the missile sites in the Soviet Union. He was now my last hope.
Okay, look, I know you can't tell me which republics have the missiles, so I'm gonna go through a list of them, and if they do, just blink twice. Kazakhstan, Ukraine, Belarus, Lithuania. The cake is very good.
Ну что ж, пусть конкурируют.
Try to compete with my cake.
I can compete with this cake. You must try one of our Twinkies.
Вы должны попробовать.
О!
It's not bad.
We were always afraid of Russians growing up.
А вы знаете,
Deathly
вот в
afraid.
детстве нас так запугивали русские, мы действительно смертельно боялись всегда.
Вот это мне непонятно.
I can never understand that.
Yeah.
Кто вас запугивал, и почему вы нас боялись?
Why were you so much afraid of us? Who was scaring you, telling you stories about us?
J. Edgar Hoover. We have come to Russia to find the missile pointed at our hometown.
Я скажу по секрету.
I'll tell you, but it is a great secret.
Okay.
У меня в туалете.
It's locked in my bathroom. Pentagon needs additional money. How can they convince the lawmakers to allot them additional budget? Only by frightening them, only by scaring them to death. And that's why they use such tricks as naming cities.
Сохранить это.
Our task
В дальнейшем для наших детей, внуков и правнуков.
to keep ourselves alive and to let our grandsons and their grandsons go on living on the planet.
Toast. Cheers.
Как общий тост, можно чокнуться.
Well, I never did find my missile, but I made a lot of new friends. You know, these Russians are pretty good people. They look like us, they act like us, and they just don't sing like us. So what? I mean, they want to get rid of these missiles, just like we do. And even though times are tough back in my hometown, maybe we should find a way to help them as we both disarm before it's too late.
%16% of Perot voters believe if dolphins were really smart, they could get out of those nets.
Chew on this. Every night, restaurants serve millions of desserts. Too bad they don't serve toothbrushes. Now, chew on this. Trident with NutraSweet actually helps your mouth fight cavities when you chew it after meals. So when you can't brush, chew on this. Trident.
Julia Murray is doing something her allergies and the pollen never let her do before. She's watching one of the finest 9-year-olds ever to play the game. Thanks to Benadryl, the histamine blocker. Take Benadryl and take back your life.
It's all right to sweat when we're working out, but when we're close,
Cute or not, if he smells, it's over.
Get a little closer with Arid, the anti-odor antiperspirant that helps keep you extra, extra dry.
I trust Arid.
Get ready for stadium rocking.
Shot blocking.
Highfalutin three-point shooting. All planet.
Gravity free. Slam dunking artistry.
And that's just the McDonald's collector cup.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, do it!
Have you ever renewed your driver's license? Had a cash machine?
Nice picture.
Fixed your car with a television?
You're having a problem with your rotor.
Can you walk me through that?
Move your right hand.
Or had an assistant?
Good morning.
Here are
Who lived in your computer?
the reference material I've gathered for your 10 o'clock meeting. And I'm still working on those playoff tickets.
Good boy.
You will. And the company that'll bring it to you? AT&T.
Saturday night, the brightest young women in America will compete for the chance of a lifetime to become the next America's Junior Miss. Join Brian Austin Green and former Miss America Leanza Cornett for all the excitement and pageantry of the 37th Annual America's Junior Miss. The tradition continues on NBC Saturday.
Thanks for tuning in to the premiere of TV Nation. We'll see you next week.